Welcome to my list of top strategy games that came out last month. Hellcard is a roguelike deck builder that came out in early access on the 16th of February. What makes it unique is that it's a cooperative deck builder, so essentially you're going to be playing with two of your friends and each of you are going to be controlling one character. Another really cool feature of this is positioning, where the enemies are in different radiuses and you can push them around or attack them within the right type of range. It also has a pretty unique resting system where you can do different things between combat. Industries of Titan is a city builder where you are going to be building a city on Titan. You're going to be competing with a rival corporation to try to stake your claim and make yours the biggest and the best. You're going to be able to design your city and expand it into a massive metropolis. You're going to be able to survey and salvage for different ruins. You'll have to balance the needs of your city, your citizens, your council, and also your employees to make powerful and efficient economy. And you can also jump inside your factories to build different devices and etc. to get better resources. Now, I actually did not have the luck to play this game, but at least from the trailer it looks pretty interesting. Phantom Brigade, which came out on the 28th of February 2023. Now, what is the coolest thing you could wear? A mecha suit! Of course it is! Now this is a game where you're going to be wearing your mecha suit and trying to fight over this faction that essentially took over the world. This is a hybrid of a turn-based and real-time strategy game with this really cool prediction system. Essentially, each turn takes a certain amount of time and you can predict where the enemy is going to be during that time so that you can accurately adjust where you want to shoot and how you want to attack. And it's just a really interesting mechanic. It's a little bit different than real time, but also quite different than turn-based. I like it a lot. It was my favorite demo from the Steam Game Demo Festival. Now, I don't know about you, but I always wanted to be a wizard, but not just any wizard. Sampstra Conquest of Io is a turn-based RPG that allows you to fill out these dreams of being a cool wizard. Specifically, you can be a necromancer and make your army of undead, an alchemist concocting potions and coming up with explosions, or an artificer who uses the power of glyphs and magical items if you want to be cool. And this game doesn't just fulfill that dream, it actually also fulfills the dream of having a moving home, because your tower can levitate and travel the land. You're also going to be exploring the realms of this land of Io, and you can befriend cities, harvest different resources, and try to expand your domain. You're also going to be filling your grimoire with new knowledge and spells as you move through the game. Now, what if a tower defense and a roguelike deck builder got married and had a baby? Well, then maybe the baby would be called Tower Tactics Liberation, which is a combination of just these two genres. So you can create your own deck of cards that will have a variety of different towers and spells that can complement each other to allow you to destroy the enemies. Also has this roguelike essence where the maps are procedurally generated with changing layouts so that every little playthrough is different. There are also relics, which is common from roguelike deck builders, that will give you some sort of typically permanent powers. And finally, another really cool feature that comes from roguelike deck builders is Ascension, which essentially makes the game more and more challenging. Now we're going to stay in the theme of towers and we'll talk about Tower Escape. This is a reverse tower defense game, and it's really fun because you have these little minions and you create this sort of snake-like path on how you want them to move through the map, and you need to collect keys to be able to get to the next map, but you also want to get coins so you can get better minions or upgrades. And it's just a really fun, simple game. Next up, we'll talk about Scorchland, which came out into early access on 17th of February. Now, this is a game where you can transform a volcanic moon into a rising home for your civilization. So you're going to have to handle complex resource management. You're going to be focusing a lot on terraforming, on learning the right technology. and there's also combat. Next up, we're going to talk about the surprise of the month. Now, in the world of strategy games, there are a lot of similarities. Essentially, once you know the subgenre of the game, you kind of know what you're going to get. But every once in a while, there is a game that just really surprises you, that is just so unique and different that it's even hard to describe. And Terraforming Campaign is exactly that. It's such a unique game, it's just very hard to market what it is. It's essentially a storytelling game, but then you have this combat, and the combat is essentially almost like a puzzle. We're going to be sending out your soldiers from one hex to adjacent to take over the enemies, and this is sort of like the inner combat. And then there's also a higher level combat where you're going to be able to choose like which battle to start, and in this higher level combat you're also going to be able to use your cards to use like different magical abilities, and then this is going to allow you to progress through the story. It's just such a unique game. It's really, really hard to explain, and it's very interesting. Next up, we're going to talk about war games. So in this month, 4 different war games came out. Second Front, which is a turn-based World War II war game. Heavy Wars Assemble World War II, which is a real-time war game with cards and with very detailed and complex base building system. Company of Heroes, which is a World War II real-time war game, which is very combat focused. It has some amazing abilities for units. You can also go inside buildings and etc. And the Italian campaign also has this interesting grand view dynamic map. And last is not a war game, but it's a program that allows you to simulate nuclear war, and it's called a Nuclear War Simulator. Now, I'm not going to go into any of these war games in more details because I have a war game news video on my main channel that just talks about war games. So if you want to know more, go to my main channel, Sampstra Games, and check it out there. There are also Let's Plays there for almost all of these games mentioned on this channel, including these war games. The Last Haven. Now the footage you're seeing is from a demo that I played a very long time ago, so the game might look quite different now. It came out on the 18th of February 2023, and this is introducing a world after a nuclear war. You're going to be building your settlement, learning different technologies, producing weapons, ammunitions, and trying to organize a defense to fight against marauders and gangs. You're also going to be building factories, try to produce different like body armor, uniforms, gas masks, and etc. for your army. And you're also going to have to handle the morale of your people to make sure that no riots start. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, write it down in the comments, and you can click on the right to watch some other top list that I have on this channel. See you there. Bye bye.